Alright, this is Weapon X Reacts and we're back with another video, and this is gonna be a review of One Battle After Another, which is a new film directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, and to me, this is definitely one of the most divisive movies that has ever came out this year, and while I liked it, there were some moments that just didn't work for me, which I will get into later on, and I just want to let you know that there will be a lot of spoilers in this review. I'm gonna break down the plot of this film. So, Bob is a washed up revolutionary who lives in a state of stoned paranoia, living off grid with his daughter, and when his nemesis resurfaces and she goes missing, the former radical tries to find her, as both father and daughter battle the consequences of their pasts. One thing I liked about this movie is that it's really well paced, even if the story does drag at times, and I just want to say that the performances from everyone involved is just absolutely fantastic, and you even see this with Leonardo DiCaprio as Bob Ferguson, who I thought did such a great job playing him. And one thing I liked about his performance is that he makes his character someone who is compelling, and while this isn't his best performance I've seen from Leonardo DiCaprio, he is easily one of the main reasons of why One Battle After Another is just so entertaining to watch. And he makes this movie even way more watchable than it already is. Chase Infinity shows just how good of an actress she really is, even if this is her first role in a feature film, and she portrays Willa as someone who wants to find out who her mom was. And I thought her character development was okay. Like how she goes from being a generic teenager to becoming a character with an actual arc. But if there's one thing I didn't like about her character is that at times she acts like a complete girl boss, even if it doesn't ruin the film. I thought the theme of family was really well done, and you see this through the relationship between Bob Ferguson and Willa. And one thing I liked about it is how it adds emotional depth to the film's story. Benicio del Toro did such a good job playing Sensei Sergio, and even though he wasn't in the movie very much, he was just so fun to watch in this film. The cinematography is absolutely amazing, and it's easily the best part about this film. And one thing that makes the cinematography so good is through a car chase scene, which I thought was just so well done. And I just want to let you know that the whole film was shot in VistaVision, which more movies need to do these days, and overall, this movie was just so well shot, as it really brings out a sense of scale and scope to the film's atmosphere. And to me, this is easily some of the best cinematography I have ever seen in a film, especially in 2025. I just want to say that the comedic moments were fantastic, and it makes me realize that Paul Thomas Anderson is really good with comedy. And it adds just so much to the film, especially in the intense moments, which I thought was just so fucking well done. One problem I had with the film is that its politics felt forced. Like how every main character is literally a terrorist. Like how in the opening scene, we see them breaking into a military facility and destroying the place. And what makes it even worse is that the movie expects you to root for them, even if they are terrible people. And to me, this scene just didn't work for me. But as the film went on, it actually improved in quality as it focused more on Leonardo DiCaprio's character trying to find his daughter. And if you look at There Will Be Blood, for example, it used its messaging in a way that was actually well written, while here, it's all over the fucking place. And I actually will admit that there were some moments of where this movie exposed the problems with leftism as a whole. And you even see this through Perfidia. And I just want to say that Tiana Taylor gave a great performance as her. And while I thought she was really unlikable as a character, her story serves as a cautionary tale of those who choose this kind of lifestyle. And you even see how it affects her family later on. I thought Stephen J. Lockjaw was such a generic villain, and while Sean Penn does a great job with what he's been given, the film doesn't give him anything else to work with, as he is completely underdeveloped. But I will admit that the scene of where Willow realizes that he is her biological father was really well done, as it shows just who he is as a person, even if his motivations felt all over the place and cartoonish. But if there's one thing I didn't like about Stephen J. Lockjaw is that he feels less like a character and more like a stereotype. And overall, this is definitely one of the most intense performances I've ever seen from Sean Penn as an actor. This is the rating that this film got on Rotten Tomatoes, so for the critics, it's 96%, while for the audience, it's 85%, which is okay for a film like this. And I'm going to read out the reviews right now. So for the first one, One Battle After Another is one of the best films of 2025. It has his traditional bells and whistles packed in a thematically rich action comedy. DiCaprio, Taylor, Del Toro, and Chase Infinity bring strong performances all around. For the second one, an absorbing story that brings epic action with serious thoughts about changing a society where racism, sexism, and classism play such big roles. For the third one, Paul Thomas Anderson has constructed a tale that is both timely and timeless It works as a political commentary, as an edge of your seat thriller, and as a story about family. For the fourth one, a reminder of art's power to both entertain and ignite, to make us feel and to make us think. Long, ambitious, messy in places, but absolutely unforgettable. This is the kind of movie that will make you excited about cinema again. For the fifth review, One Battle After Another is a darkly funny and original film that thrives on in outstanding performances from its ensemble cast. For the sixth review, Paul Thomas Anderson's comic satire is an American masterpiece and one of the best studio movies in years, an instant classic. For the seventh review, One Battle After Another is easily one of the best films of the year. A gripping family drama wrapped inside a sprawling, chaotic epic only Paul Thomas Anderson could create. And as I read these reviews, it's crazy seeing a film like this getting this much praise. And while I like the film, I will admit that it's pretty overrated, especially when it comes to the reviews it got from the critics. And I even heard that this film got a lot of praise from directors such as Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, and Christopher Nolan, which is really good for a movie that has only been out for a couple of days. Also, I thought the soundtrack was absolutely amazing, and I liked how it made scenes even way more intense than they already are, especially when it comes to the use of the piano. And I really think that this is one of the best scores I have ever seen in a Paul Thomas Anderson film, and you can really thank Johnny Greenwood for that. And I'm gonna show you an example of it right now. Dude, this film is fucking wild. Paul Thomas Anderson really knows how to direct a film, and he really proved it with this one.
If you're wondering how I scored top essay.
I'm going to explain the ending of this film. So, after Willa reunites with Bob, we see Stephen J. Lockjaw walking out of his car and getting welcomed to the Christmas Adventurers, only for him to be gassed to death and cremated. And the film ends with Willa receiving a letter from her mom telling her that she is hoping that they will meet again someday. And then she hears about the protests in Oakland and decides to join it. While Bob sits down and smokes weed. And to me, this ending was alright, as it shows how the next generation will continue doing the same thing their parents once did. I'm gonna show you the trailers of this film, starting with the first one.
There are no hands on the clock.
Why?
Because they're not needed.
What time is it?
Fuck. You know, I don't remember that part. All right, let's just not nitpick over the passwords. This is Bob Ferguson. I was a part of the French 75.
This felt like Tony Montana!
Steve Lockjaw just attacked my home. And I cannot remember, for the life of my only child, the answer to your question.
Maybe you should have studied the rebellion text a little harder.
I need to find my daughter.
Well, then call us back when you have
This is one of Paul Thomas Anderson's craziest films.
My cow comes from a whole line of revolutionaries. And you look so lost. What are you gonna do about this baby?
What are you gonna do about this baby?
No fear. Go.
Benicio del Toro looks exactly like his character from Sicario. Legit.
Not one thing, it's another. Find that to be true. I need you, brother. Sensei, please. Courage, Bob. Courage. Courage. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. God damn it. Viva la revolution! What I'm doing here is I'm creating a closed circuit. Very important to keep your cap shunted like this so you don't accidentally detonate your charge. Don't stop. I want you to create a show. This is an announcement of revolution. The message is clear. I'll be seeing you very soon. Not if I see you first. Viva la revolution! We're bringing justice to the vigilante group known as the French 75. We are here to award Stephen Lockjaw with the Medal of Honor. You have to understand, me and Mom used to run around and do some real bad things. They got hurt. Now they're coming after us. Sorry.
I didn't ask for this. That's just how the cards were rolled out for me.
It's not cards. You don't roll cards. It's dice.
Dad, what is wrong with you?
You're right. Let's go. I got a total.
Like, really, this movie was 2 hours and 41 minutes, and it didn't even feel like that at all.
I wanted to protect you from all your mom's stuff and all my stuff, even though I know that's impossible. This is the end of the line. Not for you. Whoa, who's this?
Oh, they're just my friends.
Now, is that a he or a she or a they?
It's not that hard. They, them.
Okay, I just want to be polite.
Keep running, jumping the aqueducts, fire hydrants and hazardous smoke alarms on the back of us. But mama, don't cry for me, ride for me, try for me, live for me, breathe for me, sing for me.
Yo, say it. Say it, baby.
Love you, Bob.
Me too. You know what freedom is? No fear. Just like Tom Cruise. What are you gonna do about this baby? Welcome to the world, Bob.
I get what I'm saying.
You know what freedom is? What? No fear.
May the force be with you.
In conclusion, this film was massively flawed. Even if there are moments that are actually really good. And I even heard that it bombed massively at the box office, making $53.1 million on a $130 to $270 million budget, which is absolutely terrible for a movie like this. And it just shows you that nobody cares about the shit Hollywood puts out anymore. And the biggest problem I had with the film is that it doesn't even know what it wants to be. And while it's not one of Paul Thomas Anderson's best movies, it was still fun to watch, which is something we need more from Hollywood these days. And while it's massively woke, it's most definitely one of the most well-directed movies I have ever seen this year. And it's a great example of why Paul Thomas Anderson is one of the best directors working in Hollywood right now. And to me, I think the reason on why it flopped is because Hollywood made this happen with their focus on agenda rather than telling a good story. And this film is a perfect example of how to make a movie that is both woke and entertaining at the same time. And in an age of remakes and sequels, it's nice seeing a film like this that is actually original, which is something we have seen a lot of in 2025. And I will say that a film being made at a time like this feels irresponsible, especially when you realize that a leftist went into a ice facility and destroyed the place, which killed 2 people inside. And while this film was really well acted, there are some moments that will divide a lot of people, especially when it comes to its politics. And that is just something Hollywood needs to understand. We just want to be entertained, and to me, this was a great film, but not one of the best movies of the year, as everyone says it is. Also, anyway, that's all I got for today. Go away now, and always remember, strike back like a weapon against wokeness.